morning, everybody. I'm Randy Cardoon, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Talking About Cars podcast on the road. I got to tell you, it is just barely 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, then the home of, yes, Donut Derelicts. There you go. There it is. Donut Derelicts. Home of the Adams Avenue Donut Shop. And every Saturday when weather allows, and I got news for you down here, it allows it all the time. People bring out their cool cars to be seen and to be heard. Oh, let's check out what's coming in now. Here's something completely different. A Riviera, 65 Riviera convertible? I don't remember them making one of those. Okay, we'll have to talk to him about that.
Well, it's a 65 Riviera, and I purchased it in Apple Valley in 2017. And of course, it didn't look like this. It was out in the field, and I thought it looked like, from the road, it was far away, and it looked like a Chevy Nova with a top cut off of it. And so I thought, well, I better get some binoculars. So I came back a couple days later and I looked at it and said, my God, it's a 65 Riviera. Somebody had hacked the top off of it.
Oh, so you didn't do this. It was that way when you...
Why would I do something like that to this car?
Did you ever consider putting a hardtop back on it?
Oh, yeah, I thought about it and everything, but, you know, it's unique in its own way right now. And it's only a fair weather car anyway. So, and I enjoy driving it just the way it is, in the summertime, of course, in good weather. So,
I see Gene Winfield signed it.
Yes, he did. That was at a show up in Hesperia back in 19. And, yeah, I was very impressed with that. I even have a picture of Gene signing it. So, yes.
Is it like blown up and really big and stuck in your living room where everybody can see it when they come into the garage of the house?
Oh. No, it's just on there, that's all.
Well, if there was anybody else you could get to sign that, who would you get?
Who would I get?
Or car person, or...
Oh, I'd have to get Jay Leno, of course, to sign it. Yeah, I would really like that.
What's the reaction to people who come up and see you, especially when you made your entrance today, seeing you show up with not only a Riviera, 65 Riviera, which is always cool,
yeah,
but a drop top, if you will, Riviera?
Well, that's why I built it.
Well, it's a 1960 Ford F100. It was actually my first car that I got in 1986 when I was 14 years old. It was just a beat-up old work truck, and I paid $450 for it, which I borrowed from my dad because I was only 14 and I didn't have $450. And we towed it home. It didn't run, and I spent the next 2 years working on it. By the time I got my driver's license at 16, it was just about done. So I drove it through high school, drove it through college, and in college I decided to do a complete frame-off restoration of it. So that's what brings it to what you see now, to the frame-off. And
what was it before you had it? I mean, you said it was a work truck. What did it do?
I'm not sure. It was just, I mean, all the springs were broken in it. The engine had a thrown rod. I mean, it had been definitely used before I got it. So what the guy did for a living, I have no idea. So, but it had definitely been used. It had over 100,000 miles on it. And so it was.
One of the things I really like about cars and vehicles like that is you don't see them very often. I mean, Ford had some very popular trucks, and despite how gorgeous this is, this wasn't it.
Oh, yeah, no, not this body style. This was kind of the redheaded stepchild. The body style before this one is the popular one. So the 53 through 56 is the real popular one.
Talk about the reaction you get when you bring this truck to events.
Well, there's the people that are really into the restored trucks like this, and then the people that, you know, because it's a restored truck and not customized or hot rodded, you know, they don't even notice it. But usually gets, you know, a pretty good following wherever I go. And really what's unique about it is this was a fully loaded truck for the time. It's got every option that was available. It doesn't mean a whole lot. It meant it had a heater and a radio, and power steering was a real rare option for this one. And the big window that you see, that was an option as well. So yeah.
I had brought this up, and before I started this interview, I told him a story about when I was growing up, and you know what Tonka toys are. There used to be a Tonka toy competitor called Nylint, Nylint, and they made one of these, and I can never find it at toy stores or old places anymore. And did you have Tonka toys or something similar growing up?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was back when the Tonka toys were still metal, real toys. I didn't have the one like you're talking about, but I've seen it before, seen them online. People restore those now too. People restore everything. So, yeah.
You can go on YouTube now and see
Yeah.
guys restore anything from a Matchbox card to a Nylint to anything else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see those. I wouldn't mind finding one myself. Maybe paint it up like my truck.
That would be awesome. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So, is this your only classic vehicle per se?
No, I have 3 others.
Tell me about 'em.
I've got a '57 Ford Fairlane 500, so it's got the same engine as this.
Same color?
No, it's yellow and white. In fact, this truck was originally yellow and white too, but when I was a teenager, I guess I didn't like yellow, so I went red. I've also got a '64 El Camino that's all restored, and then I've got a '79 Pontiac Bonneville that my grandparents bought new, and it's still like new, sitting in the garage, all original. I rode home in it the day it was new, and so
79 Pontiac Bonneville?
Bonneville, yeah. So it's a big giant car. Yeah, yeah. I bring it here every now and then. It's fun.
You guys have known Donut Derelicts for a long time. Tell me about the fact that when did you guys first show up here?
Well, let's see, I had my 56 pickup that I sold when I built my 32 3-window, and it's probably been 23 to 25 years ago it first started here, and it was guys just showed up, and then everybody, driving by, and they saw it. And it used to be, and it's changed now, if you weren't here by 5:45, you had to park across the street because there was no parking places going on here. But I mean, that's changed now, so they're coming in later and all that. So, but it's totally unorganized, and that's what's so great about it. Nobody can sue anybody, and so it's a fun thing to do, and it's free, and it's every Saturday morning.
Sonny, has it always been at this location?
Yes.
Yeah. What are your memories of this place?
It's too early to remember anything. It's just been really a nice, pleasant time, and a lot of good people you meet from all different walks of life that have one thing in common, cars.
Well, and you obviously are a veteran. You have the jacket.
Well, there's a lot of these guys, but I haven't been coming as long as he has.
I was too Jewish, that's why I never bought a jacket.
I got it. So what car do you have here today?
A Mustang up front.
When you first brought a car here, tell me what the feeling was as far as being part of this long-standing mini coffee car show.
Well, my first feeling was it was 40-something miles from my house. I go, this is a long ways away, because I lived in West LA, Santa Monica Bay area. And driving up the freeway, it was kind of not too bad. It was good for your car, get a little exercise.
Okay, do you live closer now?
Yeah. But not because of it, it just happened. But it actually worked out good.
Reverend, best thing about this show?
The people.
Exactly.
The cars are number 2, but the people are number 1, because you meet everybody answers a beat of a different drum, and all the different cars you see here, from street rods to Corvettes to customs to you name it, and we all answer the beat of a different drum, and we can appreciate what 90%, 95% of the cars here are built by the owners. They don't take them down to spend $1 million at a shop to get one done. And so these are drivers, and that's what it's about, is the driving. If you can't drive it, you don't need it. That's why my attitude about it.
Randy, it's a 1937 Lincoln Zephyr. What makes it unique is the fact that it's a 2-door sedan. So in '37, it was the lowest production car that Lincoln made. They also made the four-door sedan, which is the highest production, and then what's the most desirable is the three-window coupe, which was in between the two.
So why this car? Why have this car? And what's the story behind this car?
I built another 39 Lincoln Zephyr Custom. I came across this car. It had already been somewhat done, but I had to go through the entire car once I got it. It's just, it was unique, it was different, and I kind of made it mine.
Was there something like your family had one at one point, or it was just, or did you just see it driving on the road one day and went, oh my gosh, I need that?
No, the first hot rod I built was a 1936 Ford three-window coupe. Prior to that, I had Volkswagens in high school. So, I guess a Lincoln Zephyr is kind of an extension or a step up from the 36. So I always had an interest in them. The three-window coupes, the body styles are just beautiful, etc. And again, this was very unique.
How is it to repair one of these and restore? Because obviously you said this is a car they didn't make many of. Where parts and all that other stuff, how do you do it?
Well, today it's different. When I built the 36 Ford, you didn't have the internet. Today you have the internet. You essentially, because of my interest in these cars, you know who has the cars, you know who has the parts. They don't always have them, but the parts do become available. You need to be a little bit patient, but it's not too challenging.
No, were you at Grand National this year? Because didn't they do like an entire run of these?
Yeah, so the gentleman, John Buck, who promotes the show, we reached out to him probably 4 months prior to the show and asked if we could potentially do a Zephyr display. So a buddy of mine, his name is Jenry Herrera, and myself organized that. We had 21 cars in total in Building 5. It was pretty awesome.
That was amazing. You had so many of these cars that you never see. Were they all Southern California cars, or do you have a club? How do you guys keep track of each other?
Well, interesting you ask, because we named it the California Zephyrs. Every single one of the cars that were there of the 21, they were all from California other than two. One was invited by John Buck, that was Voodoo Larry, and then there's one gentleman out of Arizona. And the unique thing about that particular display is it kind of brought in not only the people that are into the custom such as this, but the people that were into the original cars. And I spoke to a handful of gentlemen who have been around these cars for many, many years, Lincoln Zephyr Owners Club, etc., who said they had never seen more than 3 or 4 three-window coupes at any given show at any given time, and we had 21.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. Oh, tell me a little bit about the actual donut Derelicts here, and how long this has been going on and what this means to the local car community.
I think this has been going on for in excess of 30 years. What's beautiful about this event or gathering is it's just a Saturday morning. There's no cones, there's no security guards. You can come in when you like, you can leave when you like. Everyone's extremely cordial, such as yourself. But it's kind of a staple in our community. Back to the 36 Ford and my 39 Lincoln Zephyr took me 14 years to complete. My 36 Ford was the first hot rod I built. This was the first place I brought both of them.
As we look at this gorgeous Rambler, how many cars do you have?
Right now, 9.
Sorry, I thought you said 9.
I did say 9. There's 7 of those that are classic. 2 of them, one of them's a tow pig, and then one of them's a camper van. Yeah.
Okay, so are you under treatment for car hoarding or anything like that?
Not yet diagnosed. I have had appointments, but so far they can't actually find anything wrong, so I am unmedicated as we speak. Okay. Yeah.
Good for you, and we should all be unmedicated. How did you get into cars like that?
So it's actually kind of a funny story. So I have a 27 T-Bucket and a 32 Highboy as well, and those 2 cars were built by the same man. His name was John Bazakis. He has since passed, but actually he built them when he was 84. He was 94 when he passed. His family just wasn't really into the idea, and he wanted the pair to stay together and be appreciated and continue out their life. And so I was lucky enough to be the one that he selected to purchase them.
Okay, that explains how you got to keep the family together, and I appreciate that. And okay, so when you were growing up, how did you suddenly get hooked on cars?
It really wasn't a growing up thing. I mean, I was like always around garages, you know what I mean? But it wasn't ever like the interaction aspect, it is a fully self-found love. I mean, I always knew that I wanted to be a classic car owner when I was like, junior high, high school, all that, but it's not really something that you see for yourself until you're like later down the line, and I had an opportunity arise, and it literally changed everything about my life.
What was the first car that you picked up, and how did that feed the fire?
So my first car, I still have it. It's the Tow Pig. It's my 2004 Dodge Ram 1500. It's lifted on 35s. I've never had any problems with it. From the time that I got it, it was just an immediate, what can I fix, change, do to it? But it's an '04 Ram, so, how much can you really do to it? So once I started getting into the classics, it just took off from there. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun. I love customizing, making things, it's just, I love it.
Is that a family thing, or did you watch too much Wheeler Dealers when you were growing up?
It's, I guess you could say it's a family thing. I'd be fully lying if I said that I didn't grow up going to car shows and my dad's a huge, like, boat guy and just, I was always around things with motors for sure, but, like I said, never really, it's not like the classic car fixation definitely isn't, like, in my blood. It's a self-found love.
Okay, Bailey, so tell me the story about this Rambler here. Where'd you find it? How'd you get it?
So this is a 68 Rebel, actually. It's an AMC Rebel wagon. I had a 69 Baja Bug for sale. I had it for about 3 months. Basically just found it rotting and brought it back to life. Was over the project, essentially, posted on OfferUp. Said open to trades just out of curiosity to see what, people would offer up. And I had no hits on it for about a month, and then one day I had like 5 hits, and one of the guys was like, yeah, I want to trade you for this wagon. And it took me a couple days because part of the goal was to slim down the number of cars that I do have. But after I thought about it and I talked to the guy and got a better feel for the car, I couldn't say no. I mean, are you kidding?
What was it that really attracted you towards it?
Honestly, the motor, the way it sounds, the headers, it pulls. I mean, I don't want a station wagon. Oh, I like race cars. I like to go fast. I like to sound good. You know what I mean? You would never expect it out of this car, but it's, in my opinion, this car has absolutely every single thing that a classic car should have. That it like I said, it sounds good, pulls great. You got seats. It's just, I love it. I love this thing. I've never been into wagons. I've never had any interest in wagons, and this absolutely lit a fire in me for sure.
Where do you store all your vehicles?
Around. I make it work.
I know from my own experience that it's hard to do.
So I have a 3-car garage right now, and then there's two like covered spaces outside, and then other than that, I just kind of shuffle them around, make it work.
Shuffle them around. Okay. I'll have to tell my wife that. Honey, can we shuffle the cars around?
Yeah. No, so the key actually is to find a wife that just does it herself. It's fun. I love what I do. Like I said, getting the 27 just absolutely changed my life, and wouldn't have it any other way. I would not want to be anywhere else on a Saturday morning than right here.
I've had this car for about 6 years. It was already built. I didn't want to go through the whole process of waiting, so I said no. Let me just find one and let's go with it. As a kid, this was all always a dream car for me. And it's funny, my dad had a '63 coupe, and he had it for about a month. He paid for about maybe $1,200 for it, and he would take it to work. And one day he came back with no car, with a big old smile on his face. I'm like, where's the car? Oh, I sold it. I got double for it. And I broke my heart. So I said, one day I'm gonna buy that car back. It wasn't a '63, but a '62. And hey, even better, I got a convertible.
What's its power and how much work did you have to do on it to get it to just the point where you liked?
I did the air ride system. I put some halo lights on it. Cleaned up the engine bay a little bit, but that's all about it. The guy that had built it prior to me, he did a really great job. So but yeah, this is I call him Junior. So, but it's a fun car. I have fun coming out and showing it off. So all that good stuff. So it's fun.
Benny, tell me about your 37.
Well, my 37 I bought about maybe 4 years ago. Same deal. I didn't want to go through the whole process of starting a new real build, so I just tried to find something that was somewhat decent. So this car here brings me memories because my uncle had one when I was a kid, and I was in the back seat, and I thought I was the biggest guy because he would turn, and I would just go from one side to the other side. I'm like, man, I love this car. So now that I get a little older, I figured I got to get one too, man. So same year, he still has one. So he and I go cruising sometimes together. So that's a pretty good thing.
Isn't that so true, though? I mean, when family members have cars, so much of our memories are locked into that we kind of, if not, you want to feel those same memories again when you get a car close to what they used to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you see that, and it's you just basically wanting somewhat of a little program for yourself that you're like, oh wow, you know what, I want that, and especially when your family members see it, like for me, when my nieces and nephews, when they grow up, they're going to remember me with my car, and they're going to want one. So hopefully I'm going to try to hold on to this car as long as I can and pass it along, maybe,
I was going to say, any of the kids already kind of going, Uncle,
dibs on the car. Yeah, not yet. They're not at that level yet, but yeah, they will be, just like it happened to me. So
yeah, so my 16-year-old daughter, she drives it. She loves to drive it.
You let your 16-year-old daughter drive this.
Drive stick, and of course
ladies and gentlemen, Father of the Year.
And she's like, let's go. I said, all right, let's go for a cruise. So yeah, she takes off on it, man, pretty good.
She drives a stick.
Yeah.
At 16.
At 16, yeah.
Did you teach her or what?
15, yes, yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, you said something?
She started at 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now she's 16 with her license, and she takes off, man.
So you're gonna let her take it to school?
No, she has her own car, not this. No. She has her Honda Civic.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 6 or 7 years now, I think. And they were not doing any social media at all. And I used to be dragged here by my father once upon a time in the mid-90s. And there's so many cool classic cars here, and so many cool stories of people that had a car from their dad, or they bought this, that, and the other, and when these cars are sold or gone, those stories are kind of gone. So I was attempting to try to capture as much of that as I could, and I approached them, and that's, here I am.
When did you know you had a hit on your hands, so to speak? When you started going on YouTube, or when did you know this was really being picked up? Because your videos are seen not only by people locally, but all around the world.
Well, there were so many people that were already coming to the donut shop, and it wasn't necessarily that there was, I guess, a hit. It was that there's so many people that have been coming here for years and years and years, and they were just already kind of looking for content, I guess, and they just needed to. They were already searching for that stuff. I think they just needed to already, pick that stuff up. So.
What are how many people are following you right now because of this stuff?
I think the Instagram stuff is 40-ish thousand, and I'm just starting to try to do more and more stuff on YouTube. I think there's only 4,000 or 5,000 people on there, but I'm attempting to try to take more and more content and put it on YouTube. So
tell me a little bit about the car. How did you come across it? Why this car?
I bought this car from a gentleman, Randy, here actually. So I was kind of just looking something that was kind of a lower cost and something kind of fun that was kind of cool to cruise around with the family. That was a 4-door, and we came up with this beast, which is a 4-door 1949 Oldsmobile 88.
It seems strange that you at your age drive a 1949 car.
Yes.
Did that take a little getting used to?
Yeah, it's just kind of an oddball car, and a gentleman, Randy, who's a super cool regular here, had it for sale, and it was something that was, like kind of an oddball car, and it was just something that I could, get into, and that wasn't something you're looking that. It's not a car that collectors are looking for, so here we go.
So I have to have people look at your equipment. People sit there and watch your show, and they go, "Wow, this guy must have a lot of equipment and all that." Let's look at. Tell us about your equipment.
Normally, what I do is I have for the live streaming, I'll have my phone in here, and then I usually will have. I got an external microphone for my phone for the live stream, and then I have a camera here to record, because what I found out is that when I do the live stream on Facebook, I want to also capture that stuff to put it on YouTube, and I just started doing that maybe a year ago. The problem is when you're live streaming on Facebook, the content is then there, but I also want to try to capture that stuff and put it on YouTube, and when you save it off of Facebook, the quality sucks. So I'm I want to capture that at the same time that I'm doing it on an actual legitimate, like camera. We need to also show the most important feature of my car.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
And once upon a time, there's a really cool classic car that comes here. It's like I think a 49 or a 50 custom from Mackey's, which is a really nice shop here. And they had a really cool car that comes here, and they had a really nice phone inside, and I saw that.
Phone.
Yeah, theirs actually looks really nice, and it's actually, I saw theirs and it looked really cool. This is just kind of a joke because I thought theirs looked really cool, and I saw this at the Golden West swap meet, and I got this for $5.
It looks like the bat phone, kind of like if it was a 1930s bat phone.
This is just kind of as a joke. It's like grandma's phone in there. Theirs actually looked really cool. I just got this kind of as a joke just to make people laugh.
And it started, many years, over 50 years ago, back in the late 60s with his family. So it's been in the family all this time. And the Donut Derelicts, I think, came around about 1983. It's like a fishtail. There are many different stories and many different people claiming to have started it. But I do have a good story on paper about the guys that did start it. And there's just a group of guys that started coming here for their coffee daily and talking, and I've got a car, I've got a car, I've got a classic car. So they all started bringing them, and it just grew from there. So I came into the scene 30 years ago, 1994, and it was going full steam then, and it's only gotten bigger, and it's a lot of fun. And Rick Finn, who passed away, probably 10 years ago, he put artwork and a name to it, and so that made it go even bigger, having a logo and, named the Donut Derelicts.
So Rick was the one who actually came up with the name Donut Derelicts?
Well, Rick would have said that, yes, but again...
Okay, what is your official version of where did it come from that you're aware of?
Well, it came from the guy starting to come here. The name who actually put Donut Derelicts to it, I don't know. But I think a Jim McCain is the name. But Rick Finn absolutely put a logo to it and was selling shirts in the parking lot for a long time until the state came down on him. And then they came into the donut shop. And then, so we've acquired it, when he passed away. And his artwork is still really popular and famous.
Does it amaze you that this is still going after all these years?
It does, because, sometimes the neighbors have a problem with it this early, and, we haven't had any problem with the city or the other tenants in the center. But everyone's pretty respectful about getting out of here at 8:39 before the stores open, and we try to keep the burnouts down. And
it's not easy, says any club that has a car show. Yeah.
That is true. The locals here know not to do it. It's usually when we get people from out of town, and they do.
Those damn out-of-towners.
I know, but it's a lot of fun. We were going gangbusters during COVID. All the other car shows in the LA, Los Angeles, and Long Beach area were closed down. So we got a lot of people from there. So that only helped us build. So it's been good.
How long do you think this is going to go?
It'll go as long as the center is here, as long as the donut shop is here. It's always in the hands of landlords and Huntington Beach City Council and those kind of things. Otherwise, we'll be here.
And that'll do it for this edition of the Talking About Cars podcast here from Donut Derelicts in Huntington Beach, California. Don't forget, follow us on social media, on Facebook, and of course, Instagram. And thanks for joining us as we're having fun talking about cars. So, oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, I went inside here at the Donut Derelicts place where they make donuts. None of them are gluten-free. None. Like you expected it to. Like I expected it to. None of them are. But they all look so ridiculously good. Anyway, until next time, so long from Huntington Beach, California. I'm Randy Cardoon. We'll see you next time on Talking About Cars, the podcast.